Good morning, everybody. I won't lie, I've actually been awake for quite a few hours. I got up at like 7, and it is currently... yeah. So, anyways, today, I tried to film this yesterday, but it didn't quite work because first, like, my camera died, and then nothing was going my way, but it's fine. So I tried to film this yesterday. I'm going to film it today. I'm going to tell you guys the wonderful story time that I'm going to hope you've all been waiting for, which is, I guess, like, how I got a boyfriend. Anyways, without further ado, I'm just going to get right into the video because there's, like, no point in waiting. Anyways. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna start with. When we first met, because that feels like a good place to start. I met my boyfriend at the beginning of this summer, and it was a very brief meeting, and we literally did not. I just, like, didn't know who he was, like, properly. Like, they just told me his name, and that, like, I would be going to school with him, because obviously I moved schools. So my best friend, Lily, so this is her boyfriend's friend, and that day that I met him, I also met her boyfriend for the first time, and she was so excited, because she was like, he's bringing his friends with him, like, you're gonna get to meet his friends, too. And she's like, there's this one, and I think you're gonna think, like, I think that he's your type, like, you know, he's tall, he's cute, he's whatever, like, I think, like, you know, you guys would be good, right? So, I was like, okay, you know what, it can't hurt, like, you know, down for anything at this point. So whatever. I met him, like, super briefly. Like, I'm talking, like, we maybe said
2 words to each other, not even.
And that was basically that. We did not hang out with them when we were, like, when I met them. Like, it was literally just, like, a 5-minute meeting, and then we, like, went our separate ways. And I kind of forgot about him over the summer, I won't lie. And then when school started back up again, Lily was like, okay, like, if you have a class with him, like, you have to sit with him, and if you, like, whatever, like, we gotta, like, come on. And I was like, I don't know, like, this isn't, like, I don't know if he'll like me. So turns out, I actually did have a class with him. He is in my English class, and we got so excited, and she was like, Victoria, you need to sit next to him, you have to talk to him, you have to whatever. Like, even my guys, I've never fucking done this before, so I was scared shitless, like, what the fuck is going on? No clue what to do. So I was totally like, what? I don't know, like, you know? And she was so like, no, you can do this, like, he's gonna fall in love with you, and it's gonna be so good, and whatever. That was kind of like, you know, I didn't sit with him, obviously, and I didn't actually even speak to him for the first couple days. Lily and him have a spare second period. I don't have a spare. I have a class second period, but she has a spare with him, and, like, whatever. They sit together and one of our other friends, and, like, you know. And so we were, like, trying so hard to get him to like me. Like, we were just trying to do everything we could to get him to even just, like, say that I was cute, right? So, whatever. Speeding this up a little bit, basically about 2 or 3 weeks into school, it was nearing, like, the end of September. I didn't think that he liked me whatsoever. Like, I was totally like, okay, like, this guy wants literally nothing to do with me. Why would he like me, etc., etc. Then, randomly, not actually randomly, we totally planned this out. We told him that I was talking to someone because we thought maybe we could, like, make him jealous, and then he would, like, want to, you know, talk to me. And it worked. It did work. It worked because that same day when I got to English class, about halfway through the class, he had texted me. And I was like, this is so weird. Like, why is he texting me? Like, what's going on? And I immediately texted Lily, and I was like, there is no way that this kid just texted me. And I'll never forget the text because, like, it just, like, lives rent free in my head. But he just texted me, and it was just like, this class is so boring, like, you know, whatever. And I was, like, freaking out. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Because just, yeah, I was just like, holy shit. That was that. And then we kind of had like this, like, it wasn't really a talking stage. Like, I don't really know what it would be, but it was just like we were talking to each other, but it wasn't like anybody like knew about it. And it wasn't like, you know, like, oh my god, like they like each other. Like, it was just like he was texting me. Like, I honestly thought that he just wanted to be my friend. Like, because I was like, why would he like me? Like, why? Like, it didn't make sense to me, right? We were basically in that, like, kind of talking thing all up until, like, the end of October. And it was really weird because we would, like, leave each other undelivered for so long. We did not text back and forth, like, at all. And then one night, I went out with Lily. And, you know, we were just hanging out. And then she was like, oh, like, my boyfriend wants us to, like, go say hi. And I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. Like, whatever. So we went to her boyfriend's house. We were just parked outside, and he came into the car. We were talking, and then he came in the car. And we were like, okay, like, we don't want to just sit here. Like, let's just, like, drive around. And then he was like, wait, should I text, you know, my now boyfriend, and ask him to come with us? And I was like, guys, don't do this to me, because they both knew that I liked him. I was like, don't, because I don't think he likes me, and I have a feeling that when he hears that it's me, he's not gonna want to go, right? And they were like, no, like, let's just, like, do it, like, whatever. So we texted him. We were like, no, we didn't even text him, sorry. He called him, and he was like, hey, I'm with Liliana and Victoria, and we're just kind of driving around, like, do you want us to come pick you up? And I was like, oh my fucking god, like, this shit is going to ruin. Like, he's gonna think that, like, I'm obsessed with him. I was, like, so scared. So whenever we went to pick him up, and yeah, we went to get him, and we drove around for a little bit. We ended up, we had to go get gas, okay? And this was Lily's car, so she was the one driving. So we went to get gas, and they got out of the car. Her, Liliana, and her boyfriend got out of the car to get the gas because he's obviously not going to make his girlfriend go alone to get gas. And I was, at this point, I'm in the car with him alone. And I was like, oh my god, Victoria, like, you have to say something. Like, you can't just, like, fucking sit here. Like, oh my god. So whatever. It was about, like, 2 seconds of silence. And I was like, oh, like, what do you want me to play? Because I was cueing music. And he was like, oh, he's like, I don't think that you guys would even like my music. And I was like, listen, I'm like, Liliana doesn't even like my music. I'm like, so, I'm pretty sure I'll like your music, right? And so I was like, well, what do you listen to? And so he starts, like, you know, naming off these artists. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Hold up. This man is the most perfect man I've ever met. What do you mean he's telling me that he listens to the Backseat Lovers? And he listens to fucking everything that I like? Like, excuse me? Like, literally, excuse me? I'm sorry. Whoa. And I was, like, I was sitting there and I was like, oh my god. There is no way in hell that this is the kind of music he listens to. Because I wasn't expecting it. Like, I don't know why. I had to be home at midnight. So, we dropped off him, and then we dropped off her boyfriend, and then she dropped me off, and then she went home. I get home, I come inside, I come upstairs to my room, and I have a text from him. And I'm like, huh? Why are you texting me? He knows all the words to Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo. And I was kept, like, it's just so funny to me. And I just kept harping on him for it the entire time that, like, we were all hanging out, right? We literally texted that entire night. I got home at 12, and we stopped texting at, like, 2 in the morning. So I went, and we hung out again. It was so great. And then our texting really, really, really slowed down. Like, we were not texting every single day. It was not like, you know, like these conversations. It was just like, whatever. And I was like, okay, I think maybe he did like me, but then I was like, maybe he stopped liking me, you know? And I was just so disappointed at this point because I liked him so much. And I was like, fuck, like, this guy doesn't like me. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? He doesn't like me. This is ridiculous. And I told all my friends, I was like, guys, like, you don't fucking understand. He doesn't like me. This is terrible. My friends were like, Victoria, he would not be texting you if he didn't like you. And I was like, well, you never know. I've never kissed anyone, and you guys know that. And I was like, this is not about to fucking happen.
Oh, yeah.
So we were four of us came upstairs today. It was Lily boyfriend and him. Right, so I have my room, and she just lays on the bed. And I'm like, you can't be in here. You just get out. You get out. You get in. So whatever. Lily, the little instigator that she is, was like,
Oh my god, like, no, you gotta stay in here. Whatever.
and I was like, oh my god. And whatever, we were just talking. And I was like pressing him about stuff. I'm like, why'd you text me? Like, do you like me? Do you not like me? Like, I can't tell. Like, we think that you like something like this girl and that girl. Not giving me straight answers. And I was very mad about that. My head was like in his lap, right? And I'm like, what the fuck's going on right now? This is so weird. Whatever. And then we were just talking. And then suddenly, this man is like this close to my face. And I'm like, back the fuck up. What the fuck are you? Why are you so close to me? And we're just talking. And he leans down and he kisses me. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? There's no way that this just happened, okay? And I'm just like flipping my shit, freaking the fuck out. What the fuck? And I literally, like, no word of a lie, I pushed him off of me. And I was like,
I have never kissed somebody before.
and he looked at me and he was like, it's okay. He's like, I haven't kissed somebody in a really long time. And I just, like, started dying of laughter. I was like, holy fucking shit, right? And whatever, we made out for a little bit. Like, guys, stop coming at me. I still didn't think that he liked me. Like, I still thought that this was just, like, a joke or something. Like, I thought that he was just, like, doing it to, like, fuck with me. And, like, because, like, he knew I liked him. And, like, you know, he just wanted to, like, fuck around. And I was like, I'm not fucking, like, that's not how I am. Pressing him about everything. I was like, if you don't like me, like, just tell me. Like, I won't be hurt. But, like, I can't be, like, led on. And I don't want to, like, assume that you like me just because you kissed me. But whatever. He obviously did like me because we're dating now. But yeah, so for about, like, a solid 4 weeks, everybody thought we were dating, and all my friends were like, Victoria, like, when is he gonna ask you to, like, be his girlfriend, and whatever. And then one night we were hanging out, and he was like, he's like, I really want to ask you to be my girlfriend. And I was like, oh, do you? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, I'm like, I would really like to be your girlfriend. And he was like, but I feel like I have to do something to ask you. And I was just like, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. Like, if, like, I am not expecting this grand gesture. Like, that's not how I am. Like, I'm not into, like, these big things. Like, I prefer, like the little, like, oh, like, you know, like, write me a little letter and fucking, I don't know. So, you know, about a week after that, we were supposed to hang out. And I texted him, and I was like, listen, like, text me, like, you know, when you're leaving, because he was coming to pick me up. And he was like, yeah, sure, I will. So he texted me, and he was like, okay, like, I should be there in, like, 5 minutes, whatever. Not even fucking 2 minutes later, I hear a ding-dong at the fucking door, and I'm like, who is here? Like, who's here? Because it's 7 o'clock at night. Why is there anybody here? So, all of a sudden, I hear him talking. And I'm like, let's just hold on a second. I come out of my room, and he's just standing at my front door holding flowers. And I'm like, oh my god. And I get down there, and I'm dying of laughter. I'm killing myself laughing. I'm like, holy fucking shit, what the fuck's going on? And my mom is standing right there, and so is my sister. And my sister goes,
Are you gonna ask her to be your girlfriend?
And I was like, fucking Sarah, go the fuck away. Like, oh my god. He didn't ask me in front of everybody because my sister had kind of embarrassed us and low-key ruined it a little bit, but it's okay. So when I got to the car, we got in, and he was like, so, like, do you want to be my girlfriend? I was like, do you want me to be your girlfriend? And yeah, that was the 22nd of November. I think about it all the time because I think that it's so funny that I thought that he literally hated me. Like, I genuinely thought that he wanted absolutely nothing to do with me. Like, I thought that he hated my guts. And then, you know, suddenly he's kissing me in front of all of his friends and coming to my house with flowers and hanging out with me all the time. And it's just so weird because I really thought that he wanted nothing to do with me. And I know how fucking annoying it is for people to be like, it happens when you least expect it. But I'm telling you right now, it really honestly does. How was I supposed to know that he was going to kiss me? How was I supposed to know that I would be where I am at this very moment? You don't. And I know. And when you least expect it, shut the fuck up. Like, to be fair, did I definitely, like, do something to, like, make this happen? Absolutely. You know, it wouldn't have happened unless I played my cards right. Like, it really was like a, oh shit. Like, I still think about it all the time. Like, I'll be texting him and I'm like, oh my god, you're my boyfriend. And he's like, yes, Victoria, I'm your boyfriend. I'm like, oh my god, that's so crazy. So there's that story. I don't know if I told that, like, if I told everything completely correctly. I'm like 99% sure I did. I probably left out some stuff, but guys, that's my story, and I really hope that it was what you were expecting. But yeah. Okay, so I'm almost out of my recording time, but I love you all literally so much, okay, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!